Imagine launching a fully SEO-optimized landing page, written in your own brand voice, scored, improved, and ready to rank in under 10 minutes without writing a single word yourself. That's not the future. I'm about to show you how I do this right now using AI, custom GPTs, and a live SEO API integration. Stick around because this changes the game for anyone creating content that needs to rank.
So let me show you how I generally work with clients. So this is my keyword. We know that it's Bitcoin notes. Great. So imagine I want to structure this page using NeuronWriter, doing the correlation analysis, checking what are the top keywords from on the SERP engine result from position 1 to 10. And let me see. Ideally, it works. Let me see if I can call yeah. So this is my SEO content assistant, and it connects to the NeuroWriter API. So instead of copying and pasting all of this into the chat, into the new one, which I could do if I open it, I can call it inside this chat to make everything more smooth, and it makes me look better. So let's say I need a content brief for Bitcoin loans. And now it's going to connect to the NeuroWriter API, and it's going to start using AI for us. So we can give instructions here, and everything that we do is going to reflect on our NeuroWriter dashboard. So what I'm going to do is my client is this one. So I need .com, I think English. We said this was a commercial landing page. Now, the fact that it has to connect to the API every time is a bit annoying, I know. Yeah, it's the only thing annoying about this process. It's more annoying to do it manually. So right now, if you are a NeuroWriter user, you know that the moment that we do a query, that we set up a query, we need to wait around 90 seconds, 2 minutes, for it to load all the data. So while we do that, what I'm going to show you is, for example, here, look, you see, it's created the query. No hands, magic, right? So we're using it from a custom GPT. So don't get so excited about MCPs. You can do it with a custom GPT as well. So one thing that sometimes I struggle with, actually I don't struggle with this, but content people struggle with this. And I have to create new methods and new systems for them to want to do the SEO work, right? So I love NeuroWriter. I think it's a really good tool. But when you have a person that has never used NeuroWriter before, they come here and they will get a bit overwhelmed, right? Because they see all of these things that they have to do, all of the keywords and the headings. And it could be a lot for a person that is not used to, that is new to the software and that is not used to dealing with numbers and things like that, right? So this system basically avoids you using the interface. Let's see if it's retrieve recommendation. So recommendation. This is not how you write retrieve. Retrieve. Let's see if we can get it. And now we are seeing all the data that is present in your writer here. And again, it's a nice way to chat the data. It's less intimidating. It's more friendly. Anyone can do it. Something like that. Now we have my content brief with extended terms. Also here I have the competitor, top questions to ask. And you can also, it also sends you the link to the preview, but we don't have anything yet because we haven't written anything. Now, great. This is like the SEO process optimized, right? Generally, we all do keyword research and then we structure the page and then we give it to a content writer. Now, in my industry, in Web3 and crypto, it's really hard to get writers. There are very few writers because a lot of people I don't know if they don't want to learn about crypto or it's a very obscure space, but it's very rare and they're very expensive. At some point, I started asking myself if I could create content that had the quality of a writer. Now, most of the clients that I work with, we mostly do landing pages. So it's not like you have to be a Pulitzer winner or someone really advanced to write landing pages, but you do need to understand the technology, right? We cannot write about something we don't understand. So this is where the knowledge base comes. The knowledge base or marketer is a GPT that the only purpose is to store all of the client's data and give you marketing advice. Because it stores all of the client's data, it knows the client, right? Because if I ask normal GPT to write about Bitcoin loans, it will write about Bitcoin loans in general. But my client is Meso, not any of these ones, right? I don't want the GPT to write like any of these ones or to write about Bitcoin loans in general. I want it to write like my client would. So now I am going to call my Meso marketer. And again, I'm going to show you a bit of this. So here I can use it independently, right? But if I go to the database, you're going to see content creation parameters, all the keywords it cannot ask, it cannot use. And it also references I have some files for it to reference. Therefore, it knows a lot about my client. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call Meso Marketer and I'm going to say, read the instructions before, above, before. Just pretend I'm speaking English right now and create a landing page or searching the knowledge base. Now you're going to see that it mentions MSUD, which is a stable coin within the Meso ecosystem. It's referencing the APR of these loans. It's referencing the actual process. It's not generic content anymore. It's SEO optimized on brand content. Look, it also made a comparison with two competitors, common questions, and the CTAs. It also provides the title, meta description. And I think this is pretty cool, isn't it? So let's say now I can call again my SEO content assistant and say, import this content and give me a score. So again, it will take that content and put it into NeuronWriter without us doing it. So it's important that we say import instead of evaluate because evaluate doesn't work very well in this one. Generally, you have to say including title and meta description. I will say import, import the title, meta description. Anyway, beyond this, something pretty cool is that it gives you suggestions to improve the score, which keywords to use, expanding the length of the content. So now we have here's the title, boom, 53. And again, we can tell it to implement the recommendations to continue improving the score. But yeah, I think is a pretty good process, right? So in 10 minutes or less, we can have a pretty solid page that is SEO optimized, talks about the client, its own brand, and it's everything you ever wanted and needed in SEO content. Now, for the last trick, I'm going to show you something. If you're not impressed enough, in this company, there are two writers. So if I want to turn this a landing page, but let's imagine that I want this to be repurposed as a post. Let's turn this. Let's turn the content above into an informational blog post, right? Like Joey. So if you see, this is not generic GPT anymore. This is not in the ever-changing world of cryptocurrencies. This is writing like one of the main writers from Meso. And I think it's pretty cool. So now imagine we don't want this to be written by it. So imagine we want it to be written by the other writer, which is more academic, more philosophical. Let's rewrite. And you're going to see very clear differences in style, much longer paragraphs. The language it uses is a bit more refined, monetary sovereignty, fiat model, in elastic credit, involuntary liquidity, because they write very differently. So now we have a content team. Now I'm not Victoria anymore. I am 5 people. Here we have the CTR, the CTAs, and all of these things. So that is what you can do when you connect the real data, the NeuroWriter API into the NeuroWriter API into ChatGPT as a custom GPT. It writes with the actual data, it does a correlation analysis, and if we combine this with the marketing brain, that's where the magic happens. I think that AI is about orchestration. It's about tools that talk to each other, not just SEO and then content. How do they combine?